The video hit 1 million views before I even knew it existed. She titled it Lessons on Fatherhood for My Ex, a catchy little dagger. A highlight reel of her new boyfriend teaching my son how to throw a ball, fix a tire, shave. The comments were worse than the footage. What a real man looks like. Poor kid finally has a father. I didn't respond. I didn't call. I didn't even breathe differently. The internet was feeding her ego, and she mistook my silence for defeat. But silence isn't surrender, it's reconnaissance. 2 days later, her lawyer called her mid-live stream, voice shaking, almost frantic. "Delete it, right now. Do you have any idea whose father is in that video with your son?" Her face went pale. The camera kept rolling. 1 million people watched confusion turn into dread. That's when I poured myself a drink, because the game was over. It began a year after the divorce. She wanted a new start, said she was tired of my walls. Funny, coming from someone who built hers out of deceit. I gave her the house, the car, joint custody. She gave me betrayal disguised as empowerment. I told her she could have her freedom. She mistook it for permission. Then came the influencer phase. She called it authentic content. I called it exploitation. She used our son as a prop in her crusade against me. Videos about narcissistic exes, toxic marriages, healing journeys. I stayed silent. Let her build her audience on lies. But when she introduced her new boyfriend, her trainer, of course, into the videos, it stopped being performance and became provocation. She wanted me humiliated publicly. She wanted the world to see her rebuilt life, complete with the better man teaching my child how to exist. What she didn't know, what no one knew, was that I'd recognized the boyfriend's face months ago. I'd interrogated his father 15 years earlier in a black site off the coast of nowhere. And his father hadn't survived the process. I didn't go looking for revenge. It found me. The first clue was a surname buried in a news article, an arrest, an inheritance dispute. The name was rare, too rare to ignore. I started digging. The father's history matched perfectly. Former informant, turned traitor, sold intel that cost lives. I remembered every face from that case, especially his. His son, her boyfriend, had no idea who I was. To him, I was just the faceless ex-husband in her stories, the emotionally distant man who didn't know how to love. But when you've spent years dismantling lies for a living, you learn to weaponize truth. I didn't touch her, didn't threaten, didn't hack or leak or break anything. I just sent an untraceable message to one of my old colleagues at the Department of Defense. Contained one line. You might want to vet the man appearing in viral family content. He's connected to case file Delta 73. Then I waited. By the time the video hit 1 million, it was already too late for her. Her boyfriend's father wasn't just any traitor, he was responsible for the deaths of 3 American operatives, and 2 of those files were still classified. His son was legally obligated to disclose that relation when applying for any public partnership, sponsorship, or monetized platform. He didn't. Her lawyer got the call first, then the sponsors, then the authorities. The internet that once adored her turned on her overnight. How could she let that man near her child? Was she covering for him? The FBI opened an inquiry. Her content was flagged, demonetized, frozen. The brand deals vanished. The house, mine technically, was foreclosed for unpaid debts she didn't know she owed. When she called me, she didn't even bother with pleasantries. "You knew," she whispered. "I always know," I said. She tried to cry, but even her tears sounded performative. "You ruined me." I almost laughed. "No, you filmed yourself doing that." The video disappeared within the hour, but the screenshots lived forever. Every frame, every smile, every caption about healing through honesty became evidence in a case she couldn't fight. I didn't take custody from her. I didn't have to. The system did it for me. A quiet motion filed and approved, citing public endangerment and poor judgment. She screamed in court, said I'd orchestrated everything. The judge only asked, "Is it true your son appeared in multiple monetized videos with a felon's offspring?" That was the end. Her empire, built on pity, powered by lies, collapsed in one sentence. I don't watch her videos anymore. The accounts are gone, the followers dispersed, the sponsors scrubbed her name. Our son is old enough to ask questions now. I tell him the truth, edited for innocence. That not everyone who smiles in front of a camera tells the truth behind it. He nods, thoughtful, wiser than his years. Sometimes I still see her face online, reshared in rise and fall compilations, frozen mid-laugh right before it all burned. People think revenge means destruction. They're wrong. It's revelation. You don't burn the house down, you open the curtains and let everyone see what's rotting inside. And when they finally saw her truth, I didn't feel joy, or anger, or grief. Just peace. Because in the end, she taught the world exactly what kind of father I am. The kind who doesn't need to speak to be heard.